Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As usual, thank you so much for the love. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope you like my look today. My hair and makeup was done by Signature Beauty, Marcella. She is absolutely amazing. Thanks, girl. So today I will be doing a part 2 of answering your questions. Now, I asked on my IG page if there are any questions that you would want to know. A lot of you participated, so thank you for that. But a lot of you were asking repetitive questions. So I will link a video to guide you to where those questions can be answered, basically, because I already answered those questions and I feel like it would be repetitive if I answered those questions again. So today I will only be answering questions that you guys have never asked or that I have never answered. And I hope you're excited, so let's get right into it.
This is me, whether you like it or not. Quick to talk, but you do not do a lot. If I change, then it will be for the better. No apology, so don't expect a letter.
As usual, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with as many people as you can. I'm sure they also would like to know the answers to some of these questions that I will be answering today. Okay, so questions like, are you in a relationship? Are you married? How old are you? What motivates you? What inspired you to start acting? All of those are answered in the first video, which will be linked in this video. Okay, first question, interesting. Why did you leave YouTube for this long? There were so many issues surrounding that. First of all, my schedule was hectic, so I wasn't able to shoot because usually I shoot in my free time, which is on a Sunday, but sure, it's been hectic. And we were shooting sometimes Monday to Sunday, so I never really had time. On top of that, obviously issues of COVID, so interacting with too many people was also not safe. I didn't want to get anyone sick, I didn't want to get sick as well. So it's just a lot of issues surrounding that, and yeah, but finally I'm back, and I hope you're happy that I'm back. I'm very excited to be back. Second question, have you ever thought of surprising your fans? I mean, surprise visits. Well, actually, I've done a few. I've attended birthday parties before, a lot of young ones, elderly ones as well, as a surprise. And so I do that, but only when I can. I don't like to make commitments and then end up disappointing people. So yeah, I've actually done that before. Third question. Do you love music? I love music. Like, music, I feel, is medicine for the soul. And for me, when I'm happy, when I'm sad, when I'm angry, whatever mood I'm in, I feel like there's always a song to match my mood. And so I love music. I love all kinds of music. I listen to different kinds of music, like from R&B to rock to rumba to even Bollywood music, believe it or not. So yeah, any kind of music that appeals to me, as long as I like the message, as long as I like the instrumentals and everything, I will listen to it. Next question, what were your ambitions as a child? I had a lot of ambitions, but the one that has been consistent throughout my childhood all the way through to adulthood is being in media. I've always wanted to be a newscaster. I've always wanted to be a presenter, an actress, and so on and so forth. So anything to do with media really is what was at the front of my mind, always just in my mind. Originally I did want to be a journalist, but after I started doing mass communication at UNZA, I discovered that there were a lot more dimensions to media. And when I tried to be a journalist for a bit when I was an intern, those were some difficult 6 weeks. And I realized that I wasn't going to be able to manage, because the whole having to look for sources and interview them and 3 news ideas every single day, I felt defeated by that. And I'm a very huge introvert, and so having to be in a career that forces me to interact with people is a bit scary. And so I think I shied away from that and ended up finding other ways in which I could be in the media besides journalism. I did want to be a scientist once upon a time, believe it or not. I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. In fact, someone did ask if I wasn't an actress, what would I be? That is an answer to your question as well. I would have been a neurosurgeon, because I'm very intrigued by the human brain. That's another reason I did psychology at UNZA. I'm just intrigued by human behavior, by the human mind. So I've been here, so cutting people's brains, dissecting them, correcting psychological issues, and so on and so forth. A lot of skincare questions. Again, I do have a video on that. I have two actually. So one is the old one, and the other one is updated. They both just give what I do for my skin generally, and I've more or less maintained the same routine for a long time now. Yeah, so that video is also there. Shem, what's your dream job? I'm living my dream job. Acting, anything to do with media. Obviously, I would like to grow further than just acting. One day I would love to write scripts. One day I would love to direct. So for me, I'm honestly living the dream. And if I wasn't happy, I would have left a long time ago, because honestly, this industry is very demanding. It's stressful. It's a lot. So if I wasn't enjoying what I was doing, trust me, I would have left a long time ago. Favorite food? Yeah, I love beans. I think I already answered this as well. I love beans so much. Like, I can eat it every single day. Favorite song? I don't have a favorite song, but I do have songs that I listen to on repeat in certain periods of time. So right now, my favorite is Nothing Else Matters. This was originally done by Metallica, but there's different versions. Beef Naked, there's covers as well. And right now, the one that's on repeat is the piano cover. It's soothing. I can listen to it at any time of the day, and it just calms me down. I just love any piano instrumental songs. Do you love my name, Omega? It's an interesting name. I'm curious to know how you got that name or why your parents named you that. So if you see this video, please leave me a comment in the comment section below to let me know why you got that name. But yeah, I do love it, Alpha Omega. It's an interesting name, very interesting. How did you ever think you would become a Zambian household telenovela celebrity? I never really thought about it, honestly. It's ironic because I'm not a fan of telenovelas. Like, I remember growing up, my mom would love watching Zuwa. Like, she would watch a lot of telenovelas, and I'd watch them and I'm like, why is she walking in slow motion? Or why are they doing this shot or that shot? Or why is the acting so overly dramatic? And then next thing I know, I'm in one. So I guess I always saw myself on screen, but never in a telenovela. So for me, I think it's one of those things that just sort of happened. Yeah. Can you buy me a phone, please? I just might, I'll be doing a giveaway soon, so stay tuned for that. You just might get yourself a phone. Have you ever had feelings for someone you work with? No. And I try as much as possible to just shut down. I know it's kind of weird to hear that because I do a lot of romantic scenes, but I always think to myself, if I fall in love with every co-star I'm romantically involved with on screen, then how many people will I fall for? So I've just learned how to just switch off. And for me, I just think it's a job and nothing more. Everything that happens starts on set, ends on set. Once we go our separate ways, that's it. So for me, I just have a very strict policy on that I just don't get involved with fellow co-stars. So will you come to South Africa one day? I mean, with everything that's happening, I don't know, maybe when the borders open, I would love to come and visit. But for now, we're trying to stay safe, and I hope you are staying safe as well. Please mask up, social distancing, all of those things. Continue practicing those. Do you watch Zuwa? Sometimes I do. And the main reason I do watch is just to get feedback. I like to see how I'm improving as an actress. Where can I improve? What can I stop doing, in order to just grow as a character? It wouldn't make sense for me to not watch myself. I know Johnny Depp never ever watches himself. He has his reasons, of course. But for me, I just like to see how I can improve. And it also just helps sort of give a better picture of what the final product would be, because what happens behind the scenes is a lot and it's hectic, and so I just like to see how everything has been edited down to the final product, which is what you see on TV. Ever had an encounter with a crazy fan? Sure, guys. I have actually, and this was, when was this? I think this was like early 2019. I was living on my own for a while, and so I won't mention the area, but it was kind of near, what can I say? It was near a compound. Yeah. So this guy, I don't know how, but he found out where I lived, and he would follow me home, knock on the gate, and always ask me to help him with like his project. So he's like, no, I have a script, I'd like you to read it, and I'd like you to sponsor me. And this was like at a time when I wasn't really, sponsor, you guys, production is expensive. Okay, so for me, an individual, to sponsor a whole production at this level, it would be stressful. So sometimes he would know my schedule. I'll get off from work and I'll see him like waiting for me. He would try to speak to me, but then I used to speak to him in the beginning, but then after I realized that he was actually stalking me, then I started trying to avoid him. But because he knew where I lived, he would use a shortcut to my place, and then when I go home after I'm done with my day, I'd find him at the gate waiting for me. And sometimes he would knock like from 7 to 11, say I'm home that day and I'm only leaving at 11, he would be knocking the whole time. This was so creepy. And then fast forward, after I moved out of that place and moved somewhere else, I forgot about him. I was like, okay, this is done. And yes, I did get police involved. I did get security. It helped temporarily, but he always found other ways. So fast forward to this year, I think, he ended up being an extra on set, and I didn't even recognize him. So I'm sitting down trying to have something to eat quickly before I get on set. And so he starts talking to me. I'm like, yeah, hi, how are you? We engage in a conversation. Then what made it click was he said, oh, I'm actually a writer and I would like you to look at my script. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, guys, not again. So I'm like, okay, I guess, I was trying to be nice, but then I ended up having to tell the production that, you know what, guys, this is the situation. I don't know if it's safe, as much as I would like to help, but this guy, there's just, you just have that feeling that something's off about someone. So yeah, that's the craziest experience I've had, and I was very, very scared because this one time he actually came home with like 3 bigger guys, like they were taller and much older, and I'm like, I'm a woman living alone. These guys could very easily overpower me if they wanted to. So for me, that was scary. That was the scariest experience. Final one. Yeah, I would have loved to answer all your questions. There were so many questions, but most of them I have already answered. So I'll just answer the last one, which is to describe yourself in 3 words. I would say stubborn, in a good way and a bad way. Stubborn in that I'm ambitious, I'm persistent. Witty, very witty, intellectually. I like to engage in puns and wordplay and so on and so forth. And introverted. Yeah, I'm a huge introvert, which is weird because I'm in an industry which is very, very social. But when it requires me to be, I do get social. So I'm an extrovert when necessary, but mostly introvert. That is all the questions I could answer. I wish I could do a much longer video, but we don't want you to get bored. If you want a part 3, do let me know and I will answer more new questions. But for now, I will say my goodbyes. Please, once again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any other questions that I haven't answered already, let me know in the comment section below and I will answer them directly. Thank you so much for watching. My name is MWAKA MUGALA. Mwah.
This is me, whether you like it or not. Quick to talk, but you do not do a lot. If I change, then it will be for the better. No apology, so don't expect a letter. Sit down and listen,